tonight's recipe is a lasagna. I have 1 pound of Italian sausage already browning on the stove. I also have in another pot onion that I'm cooking with a little bit of olive oil until it gets translucent, which means kind of see-through. In addition to those 2 ingredients, we're going to need lasagna noodles. The ones I have are oven ready, so I don't need to boil them first. Pasta sauce, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese. You can use this kind in a bag, or you can get the type that comes grated in a container. I'm using cottage cheese. You can also use ricotta. Ricotta is more traditional. To doctor up the sauce a little bit, I have some salt, basil, oregano, parsley, and garlic. In addition to the pan for cooking the meat and the pot for simmering the sauce, you're going to want a pan to put the lasagna in. I have a 9x13x2 pan here. You can also use a lasagna pan, and then a spoon to stir everything. I am sweating my onions, which basically means get them translucent and soft, and then they start to get really fragrant. Now I'm going to add some garlic, 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic, and I'm just going to stir that around and then add my sauce. My meat is about done browning. I'm going to very carefully add it to my pot that has the sauce with the onions and garlic. I have my meat added to my pot that has the sauce, the onions, and garlic in it. I've also added some basil, oregano, and parsley. I'm going to put this up to a simmer and let it cook for about 20 minutes to a half hour until it gets a little bit thicker. Alright, this is the controversial part. I am using cottage cheese. You can use ricotta, which is more traditional. You can use a blend. I put the cottage cheese with Parmesan and mozzarella, as well as some basil in here and a little bit of parsley. So this is going to be my cheese mixture. Okay, it's time to assemble my lasagna. I'm going to put down a layer of my sauce mixture. You want to cover the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to put down a layer of noodles. Just make them fit however they fit best. Now we'll do another layer of sauce. And a layer of the cheese mixture. Now I'm going to add another layer of noodles. More sauce. Make sure you get the corners. You don't want any dry noodle corners. Okay, I've added more cheese. Now I'm going to do one more layer of noodles. I'm going to do them this way because they're going to expand a bit. Then I have a final layer of sauce. Now I'm going to add mozzarella cheese and Parmesan. I'm going to cover this with foil, bake it at 375, and I'm going to check it in about 40 minutes. This bad boy has been in the oven for about 35 minutes. I pulled the cover off. I'm going to put them in for 10 minutes uncovered and then let it rest for about 15 minutes and we'll be ready to eat. I have a lava hot lasagna here. I did put it under the broiler for about 4 minutes. If you're using the broiler, be really careful and keep an eye on it because it can go from not quite done to burnt in like a minute. But this is how we like our cheese. It's a little browned around the edges. It's still bubbling. I'm going to give this a good 10 minutes to rest before we cut into it, and then I will take a picture and hopefully it'll be delicious.